Cyclone Alvaro reaches southern Madagascar. So the Southwest Indian Ocean had announced its presence yesterday, just before the New Year gong, and it is Alvaro, which is a high-end tropical storm, nearly hurricane strength, that's just about to make landfall in southwestern Madagascar this evening. 7 p.m. local time in Antananarivo, the capital of Madagascar, 8 p.m. in Mauritius. It's a tropical storm with winds of 70 miles per hour, that's 110 kilometers per hour, and an estimated central pressure of 990 millibars, moving east-southeastwards at 10 miles per hour or 16 kilometers per hour. And with that vector, it is expected to make landfall probably just after we publish this update. There it is right now, with its wind field extending up to 75 nautical miles in the northeastern quadrant, 21.7 south, 43.1 degrees east. Cyclone warning for Toliara to Morombe in Madagascar, and interestingly they're equidistant from the storm to each other. It's 24 kilometers only from Morombe, which is going to be very close to the landfall point, 56 kilometers from Ambahikili, 195 from Toliara and Morombe, and 553 from Antananarivo. We are expecting that cyclonic conditions will push inland, but it does appear as though the storm will lose a lot of strength as it does so, and the winds will start to die down. So as such, we are expecting that the primary hazard will be flash flooding. It is starting to weaken already. With how quickly it initially developed, people might be caught off guard with this storm. Conditions are likely to change suddenly as well with its fairly small size as it moves inland, and therefore we also have a high flash flooding potential that is in effect for this storm, which it could produce well in excess of several hundred millimeters. We'll get onto that in a moment, but first of all, the projected track forecast of the storm, and it looks like, according to the projection, that it will weaken to a depression through the week as it moves across Madagascar and out over the Southwest Indian Ocean, might pass quite close to La Reunion before moving southeastwards as a remnant low, certainly by the weekend if not earlier, but it may still be traceable into Sunday. So estimated wind speeds right now, Meteo France still running with 80 miles per hour actually, which is category 1 hurricane equivalent. The JTWC lower with us there at 70 miles per hour, and satellite estimates right now are a little lower still at this point, 65 miles per hour at best from the latest satellite estimates. So let's take a look at the JTWC's forecast cone. There it was just before, not long ago, and then taking it inland. They still have it actually as a tropical storm on the other side, or weakening briefly to a depression actually, and then re-strengthening slightly. Brief tropical storm secondary peak well to the south of La Reunion, and then on towards the southeast. GFS model though isn't so sure. There it is on the right hand side now, pulling by quite close to La Reunion and then drifting on towards the southeast and getting caught in a cacophony of possibly other low pressure systems there. Watch again as it moves inland there initially and really weakens very rapidly as it does so, loses all of its tropical storm force winds, but still at cyclonic rotation close to La Reunion. What's left of the storm will then get dragged around from pillar to post down there. Looks like weak steering currents in that extratropical phase. Well, here is the reflectivity simulation, and you can see the storm's progress there. So high amounts of rain being dumped over southern Madagascar, but only for a fairly short period. You'll also notice though some more rainfall over the course of the later part of the week, maybe some more activity there which could lead to some unrelated rain issues and flooding. Moving on towards the east, significant rainfall as well possible for the Mascarene Islands too, and we'll take a look at those rain amounts in just a second as we watch that simulation again there, but the storm becomes untraceable quite soon on there. So, total rainfall expectations then, they will be quite high. This is over the 7-day period, so we're probably looking at close to 10 inches for parts of eastern Madagascar, from Alvaro in particular, 250 millimeters. But later rainfalls will mean that the weekly total will be higher than that. And let's take a look then. Near the landfall point it's around 7 inches, but moving inland towards the east there it's around 12 inches, that's 300 millimeters. Throughout the course of the week as well, in La Reunion we're looking at 3.4 inches, which is nearly 200 millimeters, and slightly higher than that as well in Mauritius, 3.6 inches, with a concentration of rain a little bit further towards the north than the south side of the island. Sea surface temperatures are only marginal for Alvaro actually, so perhaps a little bit of a surprise it's managed to strengthen so much, but temperatures underneath it right now are around 25 to 26 degrees Celsius. There's a few spots out towards the southwest Indian Ocean where those temperatures are a little bit warmer. Of course, where it was tracking from near Mozambique the other day, those temperatures over there were a little bit warmer, around about 27 or 28 degrees Celsius. And I believe that there is the air temperature rather than the ocean temperature. This is though the satellite imagery of the storm, and you can see how decent it looked earlier on in the day. Of course it's just starting to get dark now over there in Madagascar, 7 p.m. local time, and you can see that it's clouded over that eye, possibly a collapse of the eye some people have suggested, and it does look like that might be correct. But round the storm's eye there, significant convection still blowing up round and around the left hand side there, wrapping round, so it's still looking quite decent as we move in towards landfall, and you can track the latest satellite imagery on the Force 13 website, force13.com/satellite. Visible imagery there, gradual movement towards the southeast, probably turning more east-southeast as we've been alluding to at the start of the update. A small wind field, so I really don't expect that Toliara and Morombe will receive tropical storm force winds, but in between those 2 points, well, it's open season. Of course, significantly high rainfall amounts all along the path of the storm as it moves inland towards the east, and then possibly moving out to sea close to Madagascar in the next couple of days. That's the latest on Cyclone Alvaro.